Now, when people come to that team or they go to, they're going to be like, well, y'all going to break me off or what?
Mm-hmm. That's what people start looking at now.
Oh, what?
It's bad, dog. I done been in group chats. I done been in type of teams like that. Like, it's real bad.
Right.
Since talking about Fletch, that first allegation, I swear on everything, my first time joining Flag, that was all I heard.
Don't test. Don't test. Don't test. Yo. Don't test. Don't test. Trust me.
Everyone, thank you for joining the Rubicon Unleashed Podcast, first episode, and I'm very excited to have my first guest, and the only one I can think of to go first, and that would be Velton Brown Jr., a.k.a. Boomin'. Man, appreciate you coming, bro.
Yes, sir. Anytime, man.
I know we've been talking about this for a while. Well, at least I had the idea for a little bit. I know I've been going back and forth with you, but, it's finally here.
Finally. Time has come.
I know, man. and then with you doing USA, AFFL, even the local leagues that we have going on, I know, I've been trying to, get the schedule going because I know we've been talking about like the weekends, a couple weekends prior. It's like, man, I got to fly out here. I got to fly out there. So I know you've been really busy. You've been really busy, bro.
Tired, man.
Yeah, man.
Nah,
but how do you feel now?
Still tired.
Still tired. He's like,
but no,
tired.
like I feel, I'm grateful for everything. I always be appreciative of what's going on, what I got that's in front of me, what's coming up in the future, stuff like that. So I'm definitely grateful for everything.
No, man, that's good. That's good. I'm thinking back, right? And from when I started, I was like, none of this was even thought of or heard of. Because now you go from leagues, you go from tournaments. Now they're throwing in pro. You got USA. And for some reason, I found out not too long ago, they had USA, like a team before, but it wasn't blown up or it wasn't how it is now, like where it's, it's put out there. It's really on the map because even when you guys went to, you guys played in the World Games, but also when you guys went out of the country to play, I was like, man, that wasn't on YouTube back in the day. That wasn't. and then when I looked at the past rosters, I'm like, I don't know any of those people. So I'm just excited and glad how everything's changed and how it just evolved. Because I'm like, man, and then knowing the people that I played with and played against, they're involved in it too. And then, so I'm like, man, this is awesome, bro.
No,
this is great.
Lit, man. It's lit.
This is great.
Seeing the people that was on the roster before, seeing the people that come to the tryouts and then that end up making it or not making it, it's still all like, dang, you ain't want this person, or like you want to keep this person, but again, like I'm there,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I gotta take care of Velt first. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
definitely.
no, it's something new. It's kind of hard to keep up with everything what I got going on. Well, like you say, when it comes to the leagues, I got my own team. No mercy. Shout out to the guys,
Yeah.
But like I got my own team. I go from the leagues to the tournaments with the guys. I go from with them to other top players, I know we're gonna get into that, but then from there to flag, to USA flag, and then to now AFFL, like it's a lot, man.
It's a lot, yeah.
It's a lot.
Like I said, I would have never thought it'll get to that point where it pretty much got respected, because when people think about, when we say, oh, we play flag football, I still get some looks from people who's like, like really, like flag football, like it's not, and like no. See, flag football I play now is different than what you think is just a little Thanksgiving, go in your backyard and just get with grandpa and the uncles and all that. No. Like this is a competitive scene that, you got cash prizes, you got rankings now, you got exposure, and with that exposure comes with what you're on now, oh yeah, man, he played good. Hey, you want to come to USA trials? You want to, what do you think about AFFL? You want to come? And so all that just opens up more doors. But you're at that point now. How did where did Velt come from in the beginning? Did you start off in middle school? Did you start playing football or basketball or baseball? Were you always into that scene?
Yeah.
Like, what did you, when you were younger, where did you start off
Man,
at?
my pops kept me active. I've always been outside, regardless. But I started with Pop Warner the age of 4, because my birthday was like a couple months like right after like when the season started. So I was kind of able to play up. So my pops was the coach. I was the quarterback. Smallest thing on the field.
Oh my gosh.
Smallest thing on the field. And then again, I stayed with him. So
Right.
I'm watching film with him at a young age. Like we going over hand signals at a young age. Like, oh, people weaknesses. Like who you faster than? Who you know you gonna shake? Not attack the weak, but really
Right.
expand your game.
Right.
So, but I started from Pop Warner.
And at which Pop Warner team?
South Central Tigers.
South Central Tigers.
Down by Jones High School.
Okay.
Orange and green. Nobody want to mess with that stuff.
See, I'm thinking. At first, I thought Ocoee Bulldogs because I know you're involved sometimes with Ocoee when you have time and you say you help out your pops or whoever there. So I'm like,
And it's crazy with that. The head coach was my head coach when I was younger.
Oh my goodness!
so I went back to
That's
coach
crazy.
with Pops. You feel me? It's like, dang, you done coach me. I get to coach with you. Yeah, of course.
My gosh!
But then now the head coach was there, so it's like, dang, 15 years later, I'm with y'all, like coaching. So Pop Warner all the way up until about 8th grade. Then I started freshman year. My freshman year, I was hooping. I didn't even care about football at the time.
Yeah.
I started playing AAU basketball. Then after that, it was like, it's almost like flag. Like it was tournaments every weekend. So I'm like, dog, everybody out here. So
Right. It's always something to do.
So it went from football to basketball. And then once it got to about sophomore, junior year, I started going back to football. And then I just stayed with it.
It was it. And it's so during your Pop Warner days, right? Because now I was talking with Kurt the other day because I was like, bro, when I played Pop Warner, because I played at the Bulldogs. I played 1 year. I played senior midgets, and after that, I was just straight high school. But now there's these city leagues. I'm like, what is all these? That wasn't around. It was just Pop Warner. Back then, it was the Ocoee Bulldogs, the West Orange Wildcats. I don't know if there were the Blue Darters back then in Pop Warner, right?
Blue Darters.
And I remember the baddest man that everybody was talking about, Tamaki Jackson. And I remember everybody was talking about he was the fastest dude. I'm talking about Little Barry Sanders going on. So I remember they put the fear in us. I'm like, man, this guy is fast. Or what? I remember everybody talking about him. But, I played him once and that was it. But now they got all these city leagues or city teams. I'm like, bro, what? Is there older, lighter? There's like no more, with the weight class. Like it's all changed because now you got the, what is it? The West Orlando.
The Florida Elite.
League. Like Devin Hester
man.
coaching, even Foots. Like, because Foots and Dame, like those
West
guys
Orlando
are coaching.
Jags.
Yeah, West Orlando Jags. Yeah,
them
see,
boys
I didn't want to
doing
say the wrong thing. But
them boys doing it.
But there's so much. Even when my nephew started playing, he was playing for the Redskins. I'm like, man, that was never a thing. It was just Pop Warner to me.
Yeah.
And then it was basketball. There was AAU, there was high school, and then there was just that. So I know all that. But was that a thing when you were coming up? Because I'm older. That's why I'm asking.
Middle
I feel old now.
the main middle school, like really over Orlando in Memorial, you got thousands of jerseys in there. You got people from Pop Warner. You had City League, which they had like the Bucks and stuff like that, and then they had State League. I wasn't a part of that. I stayed in Pop Warner where you had the age and the weight requirement. For them, it was just age.
So now you hit Pop Warner.
Yep.
You said you played quarterback.
Yeah.
Quarterback, and then that's where your pops kept you at, or
that's just where it started.
That's where it started.
The same thing. What I do now, all the positions on the field. Like I started from quarterback, and then went to the defensive side. I started playing corner. Smallest thing on the field. Yeah. Love contact.
Right.
I'm talking about like anything above them kneecaps is mine. I'm shooting low. I know you finna try me throwing the ball.
Right.
My technique is already. I'm a toot my own horn. Like
right.
It's second to none.
Right.
So try to throw it over here. Like please do.
Right.
But now I started from quarterback, and then went from quarterback and corner. I'm doing both. Got a little older. Of course, you meet new people. You got new coaches that got their kids, or you got new kids that just moved to the neighborhood. Went from quarterback to receiver. That's where the receiver stuff started. I started playing receiver like 7th grade. Didn't know nothing about it. No routes, nothing. All I know was beat the person in front of me, catch the ball, score.
That's score, yeah.
Well, touch the ball, you score, regardless. But yeah, it went from quarterback to receiver on offense. Know a little bit of running back, but of course, what I'm there for, I'm the smallest thing.
Right.
Get me in space. You know what I mean? Not afraid of it, but if you want to win, do the right.
Want to win? Let me spin.
Like, so receiver, corner. That's really like the 2 main positions I stayed at. And then Pops went to a different team. So now I'm by myself. This is my first time dolo.
No.
They knew me though.
Yeah.
They did a little competition. I felt like it was favoritism, but again, it was like Bears football.
Yeah, right.
I'm better than everybody out there, Rube. I'm better than everybody out there. But you feel me? Like it was, that was my first learning stage. Like I felt like it was done on purpose because they know that's my pops.
Right.
They know I just came from my pops. And while we scrimmaging, while we doing conditioning, it was always, oh, your dad not out here. I don't care. You feel me? But like that's kind of where all of that started, like where Velt came from, like that origin of like, I don't need this person out here. I don't need this person to vouch for me. Just watch me.
Right?
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Just watch me do my thing. Well, now that you said that, do you believe that was a good thing that you and like your pop went one way and you stayed in your own way? Because now I feel like some dads are too involved, and that's okay. That's cool. Like they're gonna do that because they're gonna be there with their kid and they wanna watch their kid grow. And this is my opinion, right? Because they're gonna coach their kid through everything, but then maybe that kid won't know how to get coached by someone else, and so now now you become uncoachable, or they're only gonna listen to their pops, or they're looking on the sideline seeing what what I mean. Like, do you think? Like that made you like, man, I'm gonna whoop my dad's team's ass. Like, I'm gonna take off.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna speak for at the moment and then now, because of course I'm older.
Right.
At the time, man, that hurt me.
That hurt you.
I swear it did.
Okay.
'Cause it's like, damn, why you going down to a different age group? I'm not done playing. Like I still had like 2 years left of playing. Like once I really got to middle school, he was like, I'm going down. Like, I'm finna coach the kids and come back up again. So I'm like, the fuck? What's going on? But like I've seen the different types of kids with their dad coming up from Pop Warner, from middle school basketball and track. I done seen from even high school with JV. I done seen people with their dad not there, their dad only watching the game. So I done kind of seen the aspects of like what you think about like with the dad and the kid stuff.
Yeah,
I totally agree though. It's some people do handicap their kids like real bad.
Some of them feel pressured, some of them won't. You know what I mean? Because they got to meet their dad expectations instead of trying to meet their own expectations. So
my expectations on myself came from my dad. It's just next play, whatever's going on from play 1, play 2. Each play is his own. I stayed with my dad. So I got the other aspect of like driving to practice. Hey, make sure you still doing this. Make sure you still standing next to the coach when you not in. Make sure you're in the front all the time. Like even though he's not my coach, he was still coaching me up.
Right.
And then driving home, it was like, okay, how was this?
Right.
I looked over. 2 fields over, you playing around, BSing, you feel me? So like I done been through all the aspects. So like me looking at it now, it's like I appreciate still, like I see what he was talking about.
Right.
And how the kids is now, it's some kids that need their dad there.
Right.
It's just in them. And I can't blame them. You know what I mean?
Right, of
like
course.
some people need that father figure. Somebody need that person watching them like all the time.
At all time, yeah.
I don't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My dad.
Right.
You don't need nobody. Those talks, me and my dad had that since I was a kid. So that's really like all I know. I done seen people post their kids a lot, which they should.
Right.
I done seen they post their stats, the highlights, as they should. Coaching them just like my dad did. But again, like when you meet somebody else and they down talking your kid, you finna step in or you finna see what your kid finna do.
Right.
That's the difference. Like my dad done seen people talk to me crazy. From a kid to semi-pro, like adults talking crazy to me. But he know I'm gonna handle myself because he brought me up. I feel like it's more of like what the dads got going on for real. Like, hey, one day I'm not gonna be there. Is they telling them that? One day you gonna meet a coach that's gonna run you ragged, and then at the end of the season, at the banquet, when they hugging you tight, man, them 4 years was worth it. Hey, I'm sorry for yelling at you like this, but it made you like this. I feel like it bettered you. Like, are they telling them this may happen?
Right.
Or will they not get flowers? Like me, like I know we're going to get into it. That's all, you know, I'm down here, you know what I mean?
That's all good.
I know we're going to get into
good,
it, you know, but like that part right there, again, another part of what pushed me. I wasn't getting flowers like that. I expect that from my people. Like my dad, he supposed to tell me that. Like, hey, I saw you shake it, you know, 1, 2. my friends, they supposed to. My moms, they supposed to.
Right.
But then, like, you got the other people watching. I'm not expecting you to say nothing, but it's like, dang, when you came and said, hey, you know, my name is such and such, and I introduced myself, and you invited me to your team, why? Like, if I come to you, be like, man, Rube, I've been seeing you play center lately. Come play with us.
Right.
Another way of saying, man, you've been doing good.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Come ball with us. Why would you just say that?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of took that and seen throughout the years, like, people don't do that.
You go from Pop Warner, you go to high school, you start playing your freshman year, automatic. Did you go straight to like JV or anything, or like how did you go to that?
My 9th grade, I went to Oak Ridge. It was right next to me. First day of school, first week of school, second week of school, Rube. It's like 37 people in each class. Mind you, like the minimum supposed to be like, the max like 28. It's 30, it's like 35, 37 people in each class at the beginning until they spread people out like, okay, yeah, like we gotta take you out this class because this class got this much left. Stuff like that. I knew everybody. I'm a freshman. I should not know everybody. And my moms don't play. Like,
you said my moms don't play.
My moms don't play, bro. Like it's A's and B's. You bring a C, progress report, anything. Like it's over with. Ain't no video games, ain't no outside.
The way it should be, in my opinion.
So, you know, I did the first couple months. I want to say probably like 2 months. And then back then, because I graduated in 2014, so I went 2010, 2014. 2010, how is this different transferring now? But they got like a whole transfer portal now. You can go anywhere.
Right.
But
they went from the district line, like, well, you got to live here.
You can do whatever now, as long as you can get there. You can do whatever.
Oh, man, made me feel
back
old,
then,
man.
you got it was like 4 schools on the paper. The paper came to the crib. It had Lake Nona, Colonial, West Orange, and Olympia. You supposed to put what you want to go to the bottom.
Like how college is now.
you
like
put what you want to go,
right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm like, all right, I know about West Orange, and West Orange at the time, like, they playing ball.
Yeah.
Put West Orange first, put Olympia. Then I don't know the last 2. I don't know Colonial or Lake Nona. Yeah. Colonial was number 3. Lake Nona. I want to say the paper came back the following week, that Monday. Lake Nona on the paper. So I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? How I put you at the bottom and I'm going to you? You know what I mean? But so when the paper came, you know, my mom was like, is this what you want to do? I was like, I don't. You know, but when it come to grades, and I live with you. So, you know what I mean? Like, I got to do what's best. Like, I'm not trying to get in trouble. I'm not trying to do no punishment, stuff like that. My mom heavy on that. So, end up going to the school. Totally different now. If you ever drive down Narcoossee Road.
I was going to say Narcoossee.
Totally different now. I kid you not. I remember the first day. This probably like 10 o'clock. We driving. None but trees. None but land. None but cows.
Are you sure, man?
Where we
sound
at?
like he's talking about Claremont.
No, it was nothing out there. Where the school at, like, it was nothing out there. Like, this whole community was just getting built. I went in. It was like, you know, this transfer paper, this. The lady was like, all right, well, you know, like, what classes you want? Pick the classes. She let me pick whatever, though. That's what I was cool with. Lady said, you want to start, like, you want to go today? Like, you want to go to the rest of the class today? No.
He said no.
No, I don't. I'll see y'all at the end of the week.
Right,
or
exactly.
probably next week. You know what I mean? I'm not finna go to y'all.
Yeah,
no
way.
What you got going on? But no, I went from there to Lake Nona, totally different. Ethnicity is different. This is the first move for me. Like
right.
I've always been where my people been. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like all the good, the bad, the ugly, like whatever think
it is,
happens in your neighborhood, like that's what's going on. So this was totally different.
Right.
They treated me like I was Messiah. Like, I remember the dude, man, Mr. Bennett. Shout out Mr. Bennett, dog. He was a history teacher and he was a water polo teacher. I'm not getting no water. Mind you, they water cold. But he was trying to convince me. So I got to the class, I see your name. He trying, nobody can ever say Velt. Velton. Nobody can't say my name. It was like, bro, just say BJ. Brown Jr. Just say BJ.
Yeah.
Oh, BJ? Oh, all right. Now you do
like Brown
VJ.
Jr.
Let's just go VJ. This is BJ is too much.
Yeah,
you know what I
mean? I guess.
But I kid you not, like, bro, he stood me in front of the class and was like, hey, this is VJ. He came from Oak Ridge.
Oh.
Whatever class I went to, he came from Oak Ridge. And everybody just knew about Oak Ridge. Mm-hmm. So it went from there. Freshman year, no football. Basketball. And with basketball, they didn't have freshmen. All they had was JV varsity. Because football was, look it up. 2010 Lake Nona varsity. Look up how many games they won. You gonna look and be like, it's not even I can count on one hand. It was way less than that.
Yeah.
Them boys was not winning.
They were not
Nathaniel.
good. Yeah.
I'm not finna play for that.
Right, exactly.
I'm not going. So, I hoop, because, again, I was just come from AAU. Mm-hmm. So, freshman year, I'm on JV. I'm flexing. Bitch, I'm a freshman on JV. You know what I mean? Right. But, yeah, I did basketball, and then I went back and played AAU. No football. Mm-hmm. Then I came back my sophomore year. A bunch of my friends from Oak Ridge transferred to Lake Nona.
Oh, my God.
So now it's like, dang, like it's 10 more of us now.
Yeah.
It's 10 more of us. So,
yeah.
They started playing football. They was doing the spring practice, stuff like that. I ain't know nothing about that. Like, you supposed to go to the school and tour days and stuff like that. I ain't know nothing about that.
Like, what?
Like, all I know was it's during school we practice, and then every Friday there's a game. You know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah, Friday Night Lights.
Wasn't out there.
No, it's really Monday through Wednesday you practice. Thursday, you're what?
And your girdle.
You're just your helmet,
shoulder pads, helmet, little scully action.
And that's it. And you're just your run throughs.
It was still like that. They put us on the game field and all.
Yeah.
They went from winless to 5-5.
Okay.
So
got a little 500.
But again, like them Oak Ridge boys, like, you feel me? Everybody from the west side of Orlando, we making our way to Lake Nona. You know what I mean? So, like, people like, oh, they good. They good.
Ever since I met you, and the first time I met you, I remember, it was in Indianapolis, and you were with Venom. You were playing with Steve Ryan. And then I was like, man, we need bodies because we're playing contact. And I remember, because we were there with CB, we were there with Kurt, Amos. And I remember Connor told me, I'm not sure if Kurt, but I remember Connor was like, man, as Velt, man, he's really good. I was like, I don't know who this kid is. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, I mean, it didn't matter. I just needed the body. And then you're like, yeah, back then you were the Bronny Velt. So the thing I forget, you were Bronny Velt. So I was like, oh, okay, and then, Ken was like, yeah, man, I'll play. Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Man, that was fun.
And then you were taking off. I was like, man, yeah, this kid is, quick. He's good, whatever. In my head, I've been playing so much flag. I was like, oh, if he gets flag, a little bit more down pat, he'll be good, because then I heard the semi-pro player. And like I said, we'll get to that.
I didn't even care about flag.
Yeah, you didn't even care about flag. You're just like, I think you were just there to get away and experience, another state.
Yeah, that was my first flight. Mm-hmm. That was my first flag tournament.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. You were all over the place or whatever. And then I remember, it's like, oh, man, you never need me again. I remember we exchanged numbers. I was like, yeah, no, definitely. But I never thought anything else of it, because I know you had other games that you had going on. And I think we ended up winning that game, but you couldn't play the next game because something overlapped or whatever it is. We ended up losing regardless, but we beat the money team.
Yeah.
And I remember the money team, because I think it was from the AFFL. And I remember seeing it, and it had Frankie, had Corey on there, and then they had this big dude. It was me, CB, Brian, Q, And I forgot who and I think Amos. And it was just 5 of us. And then I remember the big guy said, "Are you sure you guys don't want to forfeit?" And they're like, man, these guys are good. You know, they had Corey, Frankie, had all these guys, and it had the quarterback from the money team at that time that played in the AFFL.
Yeah, I think
so. So I was like, man, we're about to, we beat them.
Mm-hmm.
We beat them, and I remember they were getting frustrated. But like I said, ever since I seen you, you had the 1-3.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at those highlights. I'm like, damn. Like, this guy's killing it. I'm like, yeah, number 10. Number 10. Like, it's so weird seeing you in another number.
Yeah.
That to me, I was like it don't feel right. You know what I mean? Like it just don't feel right. I don't So number 10, was there a reason you had number 10? Or did somebody else take 13? Did a senior have 13, or it wasn't available?
No, number 10 was my number.
That was your number.
That is my well, not no more, of course, because I done fell in love with 13. But
and if anybody else knew that and you didn't tell me, that's messed up, because I've been knowing ever since I've known Velt, he's always had 1-3 on, man. That's crazy. So
number 10, it is that is my favorite number for
that is your favorite number.
Pop Warner. That's my number. Like I wish I found it in the storage. I was looking for it before I came here. I was trying to look for a kid picture. Number 10 had braids back then, little zigzags, little design stuff like that. But had number 10 in Pop Warner, number 10 in basketball, like Junior Magic, AAU. Like I kept 10 on. Like nobody can tell me nothing.
No, of course.
But when it came, like high school, had number 16, first joint. We had Adidas at the time. It was Adidas school. Dude walked me into the little closet. They got all the helmets and shoulder pads, stuff like that. He was like, I got this number, this number, this number, this number. It was like 4 numbers, Rube. It had 83, 84, 88, 16. Yeah, let me get 16.
Yeah.
I don't want no 80s. I don't care if I'm playing receiver.
What's crazy? Is that those numbers weren't already taken, because when I was growing up playing, I want 84 Randy Moss. I want, 88 Michael Irvin.
Everybody had the number like they either been had or that they wanted, because they've been playing since a freshman. Like,
right.
I'm telling you, Ryan Sosa, number 1 receiver in Florida. He was at Lake Nona.
Okay.
My guy Tucker, number 1 quarterback in Florida. He broke every record. When I joined, it was like it's their show. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
I'm on the pond.
Yeah.
I'm cold.
Okay.
Back then it was getting cold. 60 degrees is cold in Florida.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
but
is.
we whooping people. Like, again, we ain't playing big schools, but
right.
Who are we? We Lake Nona. We not right. Oak Ridge. We're not DP. We not none of these big schools that everybody talk about. we went 8-2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we lost to Osceola, 28-21. Look up their stats. They going to the ship. They going to the playoffs. We lost by a touchdown. Bishop Moore.
Oh, Bishop Moore, good. That's a good big Catholic school.
We went for the win. We lost by 1. We went for 2.
Yeah,
we want to
win.
You know what I mean?
All right.
So but everything it was getting where it was. But that junior year, that's probably the most bench time I've ever had.
Junior
year.
I'm thinking you might say like sophomore.
Heck no. Freshman, sophomore was all basketball. But then junior year, Wazir, my guys, Mark Aristide, like all them guys came from Oak Ridge. Man, Velt, come play football, bro. Like, you a football player. Come stop messing with this basketball stuff. Play basketball. Man, I'm not getting in until we 49-0. 56-7.
This is what y'all call me over here for?
56-7, 3 minutes left. We getting in. You know what I mean? It's garbage time. It is what it is, though. You know what I mean? Like, it made me who I am. And then when it came to that senior year, now I'm seeing summer workout. Now I'm seeing spring. Like, this is my first time of what I should have been doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I didn't take a route that a lot of people took. East River was our rivalry, so that lets you know, like, where we stood. We just really out there trying to make a name for ourselves. So, like, we had the first, like, real big winning season, like, that started. You feel me? Like, they was 0 whatever. And then went from, 5? I think they broke even. I think it was 5-5, had a bowl game. Then the junior year, we went 6-4 or 7-3, we had like a Kansas City tiebreaker. It was us, Gateway, and another school. We had to beat the first team and we had to beat the second team. We lost to the second team. But again, we making progress.
Okay.
Senior year, 8-2. We go to play Kathleen down towards Lakeland, Polk County. Them
I've
boys
heard of
like
them before.
them boys like that. Them grew. This the first team that had at least 7 people signed. Virginia Tech, Clemson, all that. It went from I'm on the pond to Velt. We gonna try. You know what I mean?
But they don't see none of that like in practice or anything. Like you were, I don't know. Like
it's
just so hard to believe.
We on
like,
a juicy spot now.
Okay.
We'll get straight to it.
okay.
So
that's what I'm talking about.
It was guys already on the team. You know what I mean? But just like how you say, you always better than at least 2 people. You got a starter, and sometimes you got 2 starters. Like they not getting touched. You feel me?
Right.
Nobody's not finna take them from their spot. None of that. But it was. I ain't gonna name drop, but it was a person in front of me. You know what I mean? And he was younger than me. So when I was a junior on the team, he was a sophomore. He was on the team. When I was a senior, he was a junior. He was on the team, and he started. Sweet feet. I'm talking about routes, soft hands. He got it. He was one of them. But who was you to me? You know what I mean? Like that's my mentality all the time. So I'm out there like we blocking drills again. Smallest thing on the field. High school rule. I didn't grow until out of high school. Like right now, we 5'9.5", 5'10", 157 type of deal. Yeah. But back then I'm 5'5". I'm 5'5", 130. But again, that's part of my game.
Right.
Like if I got a block, you got half a second.
Right.
Go to where you gotta go.
Yeah,
read, you know what I mean? Like everybody, if you play football, I already know you know. If you play football, what the coach tell you? Read the blocker's ass. You feel me? Pause. Right. I know my guys from me watching. And pause in advance. Pause of what I said already.
Comments,
you know
that's
what I mean? Them boys gonna sell me out. I already know.
And timestamp it.
But not like you know, like you if the person back you see is to the left, you're running to the right. You know what I mean? But went through the training, but I'm doing corner, I'm doing punt return, kick return, I'm doing receiver, I'm a little bit of running back. Like I'm trying to play everything now. And I'm let me get what I get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you know what's happening. Because they're your number 1 receiver. You know that safety's gonna cheat over a little bit to help that corner. You know that linebacker's gonna go over there a little bit. You know, just to pretty much keep them squared in. It's there. You know, because the focus is so much on that guy that it opens up everything else for you guys underneath. And then, like you said, now you're starting to run screens, bubbles, flies and posts because they're not like, or you get a lot of one-on-ones after that. Now it's my speed versus your speed. Because get the jamming out the way. Right.
Like it went from no plays, couple plays, to the summertime. Shout out my boy Byron, by the way. This is what a story. This is where that like I appreciate everything. My boy Byron, he was the one, like how you say, like, damn, they don't see this. They don't see what you're doing in practice. They don't see like these 2-a-days. Y'all running up these stairs. Y'all running up and down Narcoosee, and you're first every time. You know what I mean? Right. He was one of them ones. So he pulled me to the side. You know, he's like, man, Velt, they want to do this. You know what I mean? And they only want you to be the next receiver coming in, which I knew. Like they just pulled me into the weight room. The head coach told me. He's like, man, Velt, like we're trying ways, whatever.
Like for you, at least at that point, you're like, well, that's a start.
Right. Now, what I was telling you. So, Sweet Feet. I'm just calling Sweet Feet. You know what I mean? Yeah. If they went to Lake Nona, they know who I'm talking about. If anybody from Lake Nona, they know. That's ain't no bad, but I was better than bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and I knew. Came to the end of the season. I done skipped everything right now. This all the BS of me going through. The Kathleen game, I'll go to that, then I'll tell you. Okay. So we go to Kathleen. We up. We winning. You know what I mean? Like, bro, what we doing? See, we finna go to the next round. So we already knew we beat them. We finna play Lakeland. Lakeland 5. They're another 5 team. They always go to state championship or semifinal, whatever it is.
They're solidified.
Like,
they're
super
already,
solidified.
Yeah, they're solidified.
So we already knew, like, we'll play them. Rule, we up 24-7 and lose. I want to say we probably got to the 40, maybe the 35 of the opponent. that was it. We ain't see the chicken box after that at all. Them boys was scoring kickoff return. Damn. Them boys, like, people started fumbling the ball, scoop and score. Like, anything you can think of to happen in a gridiron game, it happened.
Yeah.
So now, end of the season, Byram, he was a ladies basketball coach too.
Okay.
And I'm playing basketball at the time. Went back to go hoop. So I'm at the school. We waiting for the game to start, whatnot. He saw me. Man, Velt, let me come talk to you. Come to my office. Let me talk to you. He like, hey, man, I just want to say congratulations, on the season or whatever. Our first time doing this and that or whatever. But, I keep it real with you. He was like, Sweet Feet, was starting only because we done got Nike. Mind you, I just said we Adidas. We was Adidas. Like, when I first got there, we was Adidas. Freshman, sophomore year, we was Adidas. Junior year, when I played, we was Adidas. Senior year, we just changed to Nike. Kind of find out his pops bought it. His pops was the guy to give us all the Nike stuff.
Now it's all out there.
My man's is on the field.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm like, I ain't starting because the man.
Well, damn.
That's what we doing?
That is hard to compete because the man's pops brought over a brand. You know what I mean?
The whole brand. You know what I mean? So, I'm like, I'm looking at the coach like, you sure? Ooh. You sure? You know what I mean?
Tough.
Like, you for real,
That's tough.
And then he was like, man, I'm not going to steer you no wrong. You did what you were supposed to, though. You know what I mean? Like, whatever the opportunity was, you did what you had to do. And, I'm like, I appreciate you, because you ain't have to say nothing.
Right.
You ain't have to put me on. You ain't have to be like, let this guy play this position, even though you know what's going on. You know what I mean? So that was the beginning of like, damn, people move like this, like that. That was the beginning
that was an eye
of that
opener for you because you're like, man, And you know what though? That happens everywhere, man. You got the people that donate or that sponsor. You're like, hey man, give you a little piece. Put my.
It's hard to compete with. It's
shit. It happens
what
in
you
flag
gonna
now.
do? It's an opportunity.
Yep.
You can say no and be like, yeah, I'm gonna get it out the mud. You know what I mean? Like I still grind and work for what I always been visioning. But then you got some owners, you got some coaches that man, let me take this free. This free little gig. You know what I mean?
And you can't blame him either. Like I said, that happens everywhere. And it happens in flag. And then be dumb not to take that opportunity or whatever. And me growing up in this, I've always, back then, I probably wouldn't have understood. But now I understood as I'm older. Because what do I tell you guys? We're playing nationals. You say, hey, Ruben, man, I'm going to go do this. Man, go do your thing.
Yeah.
Like, I understand it, right? Like, I understand. Now I understand because now if I was in that same position, I'd be like, ooh, now things have changed.
Look,
the game has changed.
Yeah.
And everything came out the way
what
we talked about. And so like now you see other people doing it now. As long as I know that certain individuals that deserve that opportunity get that. But there's some individuals that I'm like, hey, you passed up these other guys for that one. Okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. Like that ain't my place. It's nothing to me. You know what I mean? But it'll be dumb not to take that opportunity.
Flag different.
Oh, it's very different. And
different.
From what I've been involved in and what I experienced, and I'm like, man, I thought I've seen it all. I've heard it all. And man, I haven't. But again, I'm at a point in my life where I'm still involved with flag. I try to understand it a little bit more, and I don't. Back then I'd be like, because if it was years ago, I'd be like, man, y'all sell outs. I never do that, whatever, blah, blah. But that was a young Rube.
Right.
Now an older Rube. I mean, why not? I understand it more. So like seeing what other people say, like regardless of, like Fletch is a perfect example.
Shout out to the guy. The one and only.
Yeah, to the man. But people think of him as another, as him doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. To me, being in the shadows with him and knowing what he actually does. So I'm like, no, that's not true.
Dog.
Like, I know it's not true. I might not agree with everything he does, but I'm not going to sit there. Like, that's his thing.
Right.
Like that's his thing. I might not agree with with how he's handling certain things or certain players or going to certain tournaments or doing this, doing that. But that's not my business.
Mm-hmm.
But how the man is and how people, make him out to be, that's definitely not true.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's definitely not true. And good thing he's a strong dude because he's like, oh, man, what? They're just going to talk or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, there's some other people that are worse and that are definitely like, and I'm not going to name drop because I'm not going to get into that. But, I've seen it. I've seen it where you pay for all these players to come play and you end up losing.
Repeat that one more time.
Like, that
happens a lot.
Like, people think that you're going to pay for that talent. You're going to get all this talent. I'm going to give them $1,000. I'm going to pay for I'm going to pay for the hotel, their car rental and all this. Plus, I'm going to give them money on top of that. And then you're going to be expected to win. And I'm not talking about, people are going to think I'm talking about some other person outside of the state. And I'm not doing that.
Yeah, of course
I'm talking about locally.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about locally.
Because it's a lot in Florida that do it compared to who they think for.
And I'm talking about locally.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't plan out the way they thought it was going to plan out. And so you think that you're going to grab a bunch of talent, put it all together, and you're going to win? Never worked.
Nah, never.
Because you got to put chemistry first. You got to figure out who's working with this. Now, if you're going to spend your money and do it that way, then that's different. But if you just think you're going to get names and doing that, or you're going to get what you expect you're going to get, that ain't going to happen. And then so it's like, now when people come to that team or they go to, they're going to be like, well, y'all going to break me off or what?
Mm-hmm. That's what people start looking at now.
Oh, what?
It's bad, dog. I done been in group chats. I done been in type of teams like that. Like, it's real bad.
Right.
Since talking about Fletch, that first allegation, I swear on everything, my first time joining Flag, that was all I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, he paid for such and such to drive from where. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Oh, he paid him. He paid him.
Right.
I'm going to tell you now, 1, 2, 3, all the cameras. Listen, Fletch do not pay people, bro. He really depending on your age, like I'm young, I'm 28. You know what I mean? So Fletch older.
Right.
He like an uncle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he like a goddad, however you want to put it. Like he just one of them. You call him, he know it's like you got a legit question. You got some legit like real deal like help that you need going on or whatever. He's that guy.
Ever since he got involved with Flag, that became his space, like his comfort zone, because that man works 6 days a week, and they have to force him at work to take vacation,
to leave,
and the only time he ever takes off is to play Flag, to go to tournaments. And that's, I mean, now he has a daughter. Now he's making time for his daughter. But back then, before his daughter, he's like, hey, Fledge, you want to hang out this weekend? Oh, man, I got to work. Yep. All right, cool. Like, hey, you want to hang out? No, hey, Ru, don't take this the wrong way. It's not that I don't want to, but I'm trying to work so I can have that weekend off, because we leave Friday, Saturday. We leave Friday. We got to play Saturday, Sunday, and then I got to come back to work. Oh, okay, I understand that. That was his whole thing. So now Flag became his whole comfort zone, right? And so like now you start looking out for people to where people say, man, Fletch, I don't, I'm sorry, I can't make it. I don't have gas. I got you, bro.
Turning Fletch down is one of the hardest things to do. Yeah,
it's one of the hardest things.
It's
like sometimes like man, Fletch, because he's a mechanic. People don't know that he's a mechanic.
Yep.
Damn, man, Fletch, I can't go. I got car problems. Oh, bring it to me and I'll take a look at it. If I can't fix it, I'll let you. At least I could point out what's wrong with it.
It's not drivable.
He's one of those people.
I got a tow man. And like he got everything, dog.
And I've seen people firsthand, of people that we got into it with. We would talk ish about, like we would just argue. We would go back and forth, and they had a problem. Fletch was like, I got you.
Still.
And guess what? Man, Fletch, thank you so much. Like, I'm sitting there like, oh, damn. Like,
he never let anything outside get into work.
Ever. So I'm sitting there like, man, like, this is crazy. Because I would have never thought it would ever come to that. Because as much stuff that they said to this man, on the field, off the field, like, you wouldn't think, and then Fletch just kills him with kindness. Dang.
That's it. Next
people
time.
think people think, oh, why text Fletch? He don't text me back. I text Fletch, he don't text me back. You know what me and Kurt call it? Getting Fletch. That's what me and Kurt call it, getting Fletch. Because it's not that he does it on purpose. That man's at work. He's at work from like 7 in the morning to 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And even when he does get off work, he goes to his shop that he has, and then he works there.
And I didn't even know about that. The man fixed on my car. He was like, you know where my shop at?
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking he talking about where he worked.
No.
I said, yeah. He was like, no, not that one.
No.
I said, no, I don't know then. I don't know. But the man, jack of all trades, like, brother had plenty car rides with him. The man that took me jet skiing with him one time. Bro, we talking about apartments. Like, he got a whole, like, little cul-de-sac that he runs, that he own. People run through him.
Right.
He got a whole little car thing going on. Like you said, his shop fixing on that. Like, I done broke down on I-4 miles away from Orlando.
Right.
Car done overheated. Had a coolant leak. It's smoking. I'm trying to get over. The steering wheel done locked up. Finally pulled over, turned the car off. But I think I called him once. He ain't answer. I called somebody else, like, hey, man, come scoop me. I'm seeing my location. In the middle of the phone call, he called me. Man, Fletch, I done broke down. Where you at, brother? I don't know where I'm at. You know what I mean? I'll see my location.
Send out my location,
you know what I mean?
right.
Because, man, look, all I tell you, I'm on I-4 and I'm near this city. All right. I'm going to give you this phone number. Call this guy. He going to come get your car. All right. What I owe you? No response. My homeboy come get me, make sure everything locked, all that. I left the key while I told him I'm leaving the key. The dude took a picture when he came in, scooped the car up, everything. Boom, fixed the car. Called me like a week later. Hey, Velt, whenever you got time, your car done. All right. Got a ride up there. All right, what I owe you? All right, have a good day. What I owe you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, Fletch is just, he's one of them, bro.
And you're saying this, and people are going to look at this and be like, oh, well, Velt, because that's you. You know? No.
Oh, no.
He's been doing, no. Well, that's you, or, that's, or Mark, or D. Davis, or whoever else played with him, right? No, he's been doing this since he started No Fly Zone with us from the guys from Claremont. That's how he's been. The whole time. People will look at us and be like, we're staying here. That man goes out and gets sponsors. That man, he has, I'm going to throw out his business, his connections because of his job, because he gets to meet so many people, whatever. And so, like, he gets back to the youth. Like, he'll sponsor like a youth team, like Chevrolet will sponsor a youth team, or they get involved with a bunch of like sports. So, that in return, they throw that back. Even back then when he had his Claremont League, the shirts had all the sponsors in the back. What was the first one? Chevy, and then the rest of the sponsors. Those same sponsors are the one that helped out the flag team. That's how you get the hotels. That's how you able to get some car rentals. He's that guy, but it's not like he came. And back then I was skinnier, I was more athletic. It's not like and Brandon was one of those guys. Brandon Welch was one of those guys. He was one of those dudes. It's not like he's like, hey man, I'm gonna give you 200, come play with me. He never did that. All he wanted to do was for us to show up and play.
Have a good time.
And trust me, we were, Fletch, anything you need or whatever, like you said, it's hard to turn the man down. Nah, Fletch, man, I can't. No. Like he's that man. Like that man has the last $5 in his pocket. He's gonna give it to you if you're hungry. And that's why, like, we see the opposite, I guess. People see that. People don't see the good in him. They see, they want to think that he's doing other things, or like he's paying people. And then the people that actually pay people, they don't think they are. And so it's like, man, y'all really don't see that. And then now you're leaving that. Now, Fletch has been trying to get like coaching in the FFL and stuff like that. And I know, because I don't want to give the Florida team a chance yet. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But we got distracted with Fletch. But Fletch is my guy, man.
He just one of them. Those one of the people real deal that you do got to take your time out, bro. Like,
right.
He don't like you said, he not finna wait. If you need something, he got you. Right. If he got it, you got it. Football tournament, him, Miss Stacy, Auntie, dog, man, you hungry, bro? You looking kind of weak. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't getting enough sleep, you a little dizzy. Right. You got a headache, anything. To the ibuprofen, to keeping the snacks on deck for me. You know what I mean? Water, Gatorade.
That man don't count favors, bro. He don't count favors.
He one of them people that you got to take that time off.
He don't count favors.
It is what it is.
And like I said, that's why there's other guys out there, you know, where, again, same thing with YTG, with Paul. Mm-hmm. You know, at first I'm like, man, this guy. At first, I stopped myself. I was like, you know what? Let me stop myself. Because this man, you know, is probably a good dude, and I haven't heard nothing bad about this guy. I'm not even gonna go there. You know why? Because then I'll be doing the same thing people do to Fletch, and I'm not gonna be that guy.
Paul one of them too, though.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not gonna be that guy. I don't know him. I'm not friends with him on Facebook or whatever because I got nothing to do with him. I just see you guys, and you guys have never said nothing bad about him. No. But I stop myself and be like, you know, let me. Like he said, I'm gonna do what I want with what I got.
And that's really what he doing. But he one of them too. That he genuine like too though. Little do people know. Like he probably talk a lot on the internet. He probably say certain stuff that people
with his robe on the sideline. I'm like, boy, all right. but he's having fun with it. He's having fun with
Paul out here, real deal, having a great time. He loved the team that he done brought around him. He real deal just want everybody to be straight.
Right.
And everybody having a good time because he gonna joke with you. Yeah. He gonna talk his little mess, you know what I mean?
I see him and Corey in the comments.
Every day.
I know they're messing around, but like they be taking jabs at each other. So I'm like, that's cool, man.
If nobody knew about them, you would think they like
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, y'all doing this every day. Y'all just bothering each other.
Yeah.
And they hang out with each other. They pull up on each other.
Right. Yeah. People might think there's beef between them. This thing, but they just be saying
them
that.
Boys pull up on each other. They do taxes. They watch the games. They go out to eat, stuff like that. Yeah, they real deal got a whole friendship for real.
What we have here in Florida with the guys that, you know, what we have with Fletch is what those guys in Texas have with Paul. And then Paul has that like same, you know, thing when he gets with you guys or whatever. Hey, you know, whenever you guys are doing tournaments and stuff, like, you know, he has fun with it. And then, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I won't fall into that because, like I said, I'll be doing the same thing that people do with Fletch. And then if I'm not going to get upset about something I don't understand. Like I said, that's why, what, they call him the Godfather? Yeah. I forget what they call Fletch. I forgot. Fletch wasn't a Godfather. They would call Fletch something else. But anyway. But going back, so did you go, like, we're going to go back to your high school because we're going to finish that. Did you guys end up winning like state or anything or? Nah.
Okay. Well, my time being there, it was just really first time everything.
And that was the last game you played at Lake Nona that you lost a 24-some lead. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. This was from
one of the worst losses. Like, it was retarded, dog. Like even to this day, like it's a part of defense. I ain't gonna go into detail. I'm still hot at bruh.
I hate that I'm still holding on to that.
He changed his whole little scheme. You know what I mean? Like, bro, right. we came in with a game plan. Offense did what they had to do. Like, just a small little peak of defense. Sosa, number one receiver, he playing defense. He the rover. He never played defense with us all season, but just for some reason, our DN, he was suspended, got in trouble at school. So we need another aggressive, somebody break down, right, or at least seal the edge, make a little contact before everybody else come.
Okay.
They wanted Sosa to do it. You know what I mean? So that's letting you know, like, we real deal prepared for the game. Whole stilo of the game changed in the second half. This man, he walking down on people, want to jam. Man, bro, back up. Yeah, you misjudging the ball. Now you're not going for tackles. You want to go for the ball to catch a pick. Like, you real deal just trying to make plays.
Now he got out of his element.
See, you not playing for what you playing for. We all got Lake Nona on the chest. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we lost that game. We lost first round. That ride home, the boys. Oh, we got extra hamburgers. No, man, I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want it even eat. Just take me home.
But y'all can have it. you can keep this. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I'm ready to get home.
Right.
Hey, man, we on the way. I GPS this, man. We 25 minutes out. I want you to be there. Soon you see the yellow bus turn the corner. I'm probably not even gonna put my shoulder pads in there. They finna do it for me. You know what I mean, bro? I'm ready to go.
After high school, that was your senior year. You graduated. Were you looking at any offers? Were you looking at going to like any schools? Like what, you know,
so
what did you see
at the time? Basketball season over with. So now, you know, it's about like February, March, getting towards the end of the school year. And all the little small schools, they come. You know what I mean? Like, we had guys, like one of them, he was a D lineman. He went and played O-line. His nickname Bahamas. He came from Bahamas. He played O-line, Cincinnati.
Okay.
Florida State. Like, these big schools coming here, but they know who they going for.
Oh, you got you.
So, I'm seeing the transactions going on, stuff like that. But then, they got, like, I ain't down talking this. You got the bottom feeders, you know what I mean? The people that's good enough, that's not getting the shine that they should, the exposure that they should. But anytime these little schools from JUCO, D3, D2, AA, whatever they want to call it, like, anytime those schools come, it was a certain group that they always call. Like,
gotcha.
If it was some type of military school, they have a certain people that they're calling to come talk to them coaches.
Oh, gotcha.
I was talking to a bunch of them schools, but it wasn't they wasn't offers. You know what I mean? Like, it was academic stuff. Now again, going back to Mama Brown, academic Velt 4 A's, 3 B's. I'm 3.5, 3.6. I'm 2 grades ahead in math. Like, I'm real deal into school for real. I was done with math my sophomore year.
Man, that's what's
like
up.
I'm done with science junior year. So you know what I mean? So I'm ahead of the game. GPA high. I'm like, so they come to talk to you. They like, yeah, we don't got money, you know what I mean? But based off your GPA, based off SAT score, ACT score, we can get you here. We can give you this much scholarship money.
Yeah.
We can, that way you don't got to pay out of pocket. Here go me, my little ego. Nah. I don't want to do it. But let alone, they was far though. Like I ain't seeing no snow.
You had your offers. You said, you being you, you're like, nah.
Nah, I ain't going to that.
So I heard Mr. Boomin, a legend, Orlando Phantoms, and semi-pro. How did you end up on that semi-pro?
Right after high school, quickly started college. I went to Valencia, then I did the little direct connect UCF stuff. So of course, school's still going on. I'm just doing 7-on-7s right now. Like, a bunch of the guys, we all get together. There's probably like 30 of us outside, and we just going at it. You know what I mean? But the person I was dating at the time, they knew somebody who was playing.
Okay.
And it was like, like, if you want to still play football, I have a friend that's playing. Oh, what is it? You know what I mean? So, I go out there, grown man, 30 years old, 32 years old. At the time, I'm 19. The route, what happened was, once I finished Valencia.
I love this part. What happened was, that always leads to something good.
went to Valencia, did the 2 years, whatever, got the AA degree, stuff like that. Went to UCF. I'm finna walk on. Because again, like how you said, the thought process of growing up, what you think you finna do, make it realistic.
Right. You want to have plans.
My only plan was to play in front of thousands of people. I didn't care about if it was college ball. I didn't care if it was NFL. Like, that's everybody else. I'm always trying to be different. Always. Bro, let me play in front of 20,000 people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You see your reaction? Forget it. I ain't say let's play college. And you like, oh, well.
Yeah.
No, bro, you play in front of thousands of people yelling, and you can barely hear the game. Like, I wanted to go through that. So I had like a little brother. He had a scholarship, went to Jones, played quarterback, my boy Quad. He was sending me information about walking on. So, I'm like, I might walk on there. I had to get a sickle cell test, had to get everything down. I ain't have the sickle cell test at the time. So what was going on was Thursday was the meeting.
Okay.
Friday was the tryout. Bet. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, me and Mama Brown, like, trying our hardest to look for a physician. Like, to do the physical, do the sickle cell test, and to do everything that they needed. Mind you, backstory, all this on social media. This not no email that they sent you information. This is Instagram.
So they don't have, but I'm confused because I would think like a school like UCF would have something like that.
Oh, they got school email. That's what pissed me off for real. Like, that's what real deal made me be like, bro, I don't even want to play like padded ball no more. Like, they real deal almost made me not want to play at the time.
Right.
But yeah, they got a school email like, bro, let somebody on the campus that's not supposed to be on the campus, you finna get an email. Students, be aware of a male white t-shirt, yellow car. You got this mass email stuff, you could have did the same thing. And that's my mindset. That's what I got going on. But everything Instagram, like they're posting all the information, like flyer, whatever, on Instagram. The last time I looked at it, Thursday, Friday. It come to Thursday morning, I got a math class. Come out the math class, I bust a right. All right, I got like 3 hours left into the meeting. I'm not finna leave UCF to drive 30 minutes home, drive 30 minutes back with traffic. I'm just way around here, like, forget it.
Yeah.
I see a homie. Oh, what's good? Da, da, da. The first thing he say, you at the tryouts?
You went.
Tryouts when, bro? The meeting today, what tryouts you talking about? Because he knew about semi-pro.
Right.
He knew about semi-pro too, because he was playing at the time. He played at a young age.
Right.
And he was like, I said, bro, I thought the meeting was today and a tryout tomorrow. The man ended up telling me they moved everything a day up. The meeting ended up being Wednesday night, and the tryout was Thursday morning. Didn't know nothing about it, dog. So they was like, man, go, look on Instagram. Why would I keep looking at Instagram? Go to Instagram, I go to the chat. They updated it. Mind you, again, you got a school email. I'm a student. Nobody can't try out if you're not a student. You got everybody email.
Yeah.
You can just search my name up and it come up. So, ran from there. I went to the sports facility. Mm-hmm. People walking by, left, right. First person stopped by, black dude. I forgot his name, but he was a receiver coach. Didn't know, but he was a receiver coach. So I stopped him. He was like, hey, man, you need any help? I got my folder in my hand with all the information. I'm like, hey, I was overhearing that you guys had the walk-on tryouts today. I thought the meeting was today, and then, that's tomorrow. I got all my information, just talking real good. Like,
right.
I don't know nothing. He was like, walk with me. He took me towards the back area. Like, I'm through the back doors. Like, I'm like, all right.
Oh, okay.
What's
Yeah,
this?
Who?
So we going through some hallways. He took me to the head coach. No answer. Waited about a minute.
Who was the head coach back then?
Frost.
Frost.
Frost was the head coach at the time.
Oh my God.
And I seen a man name. He was like, they may be at lunch. Where I met you at in the front, sit right there. It's a glass room to your right. When that fill up, go in there, basically tell them the same thing, and they'll give you more information. All right,
so that guy was looking out for you.
Dog, 2 minutes filled up. People suit and tie, dresses, all that. Like, they dress formal. Like, them big people. I don't know who they was, but they had to be somebody.
Yeah.
So I walk in, I look at everybody. The first desk, the lady looked at me. Hey, what's going on? May I help you? Told her the same thing. Pooped on my little parade. Oh, yeah. Basically, long story short, wait until fall. It's spring when you should try out. So you got spring, so you got summer. And even if you don't make it, you still had all this time. And then, all right, now spring come back, I already got a little up. You want me to come back in fall? And then for me to try it in spring, all I got is like 2 years left, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you just want, I'm not, She told me, like, basically, like, sorry, like, come back next time. Sat in the car, dog, for like 30 minutes.
Damn.
Called Mom Dukes.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, I ain't playing pass no more.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that. But it went from there. Met the young lady who I was dating at the time.
Yeah.
That brought me to semi-pro.
Okay.
Played semi-pro. That's when I meet Dimitri Love, he play on your team.
Big meat. Yeah.
Dante Orr.
Dante
Peltz. All
was
of them.
PQ on there too?
PQ came a little later. But he was on the team.
Okay.
Again, everybody who played flag, like, they was there. So I'm young Velt.
Okay,
19.
yeah, young Velt, yeah.
These weekend, they the definition of what I found out was like a weekend warrior is.
Oh, okay.
They real deal wait for a Saturday to play ball. Bunch of grown men, 35 years old, still living the dream.
And then
you know
Sunday
what I mean?
they play flag.
And
but you weren't involved at that time.
Didn't know.
Yeah, you didn't know. But
So,
me and Orr did.
They knew. So
they knew.
At the time, I peeped. Dante was barely there, bro. The practices coming up to the season, the practices we had during the season, bro, Dante was not there. He said, man, I don't worry about this. I got to play flag.
He's a social player,
So,
like you said.
I said, bro, flag?
I play flag.
What you mean you play flag?
See?
I'm
And that
past.
reaction
I know
gets a
nothing
lot of
about
people
flag,
like,
dog.
flag. Like,
I'm like, dog, say, what you
flag?
mean? Like, you... I said,
Flag?
so you're not finna play, bro, because you playing flag.
you're gonna do the boot or the Soldier Boy flag. Flag? We're talking about pads and flag.
Dog, the man told me, he was like, bro, I play flag, bro. I'm not worried about this. And when he did, he showed up late. You know what I mean? Like, bro did not care. Bro did not care. So semi-pro, I did all four. I played 4 years like it was college, bro. I treat that bitch like college. Like I played all 4 years. The first year, like how you said, different number.
Hey everyone, this is Rubicon coming at you. Sorry to interrupt the first episode with Mr. Boomin himself. Catch us next week for part 2 and catch the rest of the conversation. Thank you.